Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning. It is Monday. Well, actually, I'm recording this ahead of time on Friday, but if you're watching this on Monday, then you've come to the right place in the right time. This is Mr. Martins coming at you from my house and into your house. And I'm going to try to teach all of you guys from here for the next few weeks until we get through this crisis. And hopefully, you guys are doing okay at home and you're staying safe and you're spending time every day doing some schoolwork, including my work for you on Mondays every week while we're doing this from home. So on our very first lesson, guys, I want to start out slow. It's been a while since we've been together, and it's been a while since we've done any kind of programming. So what I want to start with actually is just making sure that you've got Python installed at home. All right, now if you've been onto the site lately on D2L, which is where we're going to go all the time, because that's going to be our command central for the course while we're studying from home. You'll notice on the home page, I've got some links here. This is another short video that I created a couple days ago, just to walk you through how to install Python at home on your Windows computer. So hopefully you've got Python installed now. If not, pause this video and do that first, and then you can join me back here. There's also some written instructions on how to do it, but both of these things basically tell you the same story. All right, now you might notice I'm on a Mac computer right now, but I do have Windows also running in a separate window on my Mac. So for my first lesson today only, I'm going to try to do this in my Windows window so that you can follow along. But normally I'm just going to use my Mac for the Python coding. But for today, we'll try it in the window version and see how that works. So I want to stay here on D2L just for a couple of minutes longer because I want to help you kind of navigate what's going on here on D2L. So what I've decided to do in the content area is I started to organize units based on weeks that we're doing this from home. Because we're going to be working together, I guess, on Mondays officially every week while we're doing this, I'm going to have different units that are basically week 1 at home, week 2 at home, week 3 at home, etc. And hopefully this doesn't get up to like week 10 at home, but you never know. We're just going to take it 1 week at a time. So week 1 at home is April 4th, 2020. And in here, you're going to find sort of the same things every week. So I'm going to try to give you a lesson every week. So here's our slideshow lesson for the week. And I'll start here first. So this is something we actually did before March break. Let me just blow this up to full size here for a second, and you can see this, and you can still see me up here. Hi. We've gone through this already, but you may want to take some time to go through this again and just try some of these programs at home just to refresh your memory on how do I program something in Python using the if statement. All right, now there is a couple of assignments that are in this slideshow that I'm going to want you to try, okay? We're going to do one together today just to get off the ground running. But as I go through this, I want you to call your attention to slide 8. This is a program we did at school before March break, which uses an if inside of an if, and hopefully you remember this program. So starting on slide 9, we're asking somebody how old they are, and then we're using an if statement to decide, based on their age, what price they will be charged and what group they're going to be assigned. Okay, so anything between 0 and 18. So we're using and here to say this and this have to be true. Price is a, group is child. Elif, which is another choice inside, in between the if statement. Age over 18 and age less than 99. The price is 12, group is adult. Anything else, so if it's not between these two ranges, it's going to come down here and tell you that you chose an invalid age, and it's going to exit the program right away. All right, which is why we have to put this import OS at the top. So this will cause the program to stop right here. Now, if we do enter a valid age, it won't do this, and instead it'll print your ticket price and your group. Remember this, guys, how we insert variables inside print statements? So %d is for a placeholder for an integer, a price, which is up here, and then group is a placeholder for a string, which can be either child or adult. All right. On the next slide, we're going to ask about popcorn. If they say yes to popcorn, we're going to enter an inner if. Remember this from school, where we're going to ask them also if they want butter. And if they say yes to butter, we're going to add another $1 to the price. on top of the 5 for the popcorn. Now, if they initially say no to popcorn, they're not even going to be asked about the butter, right? It's going to come down to here instead and say popcorn declined. And then whether they want popcorn, yes or no, butter, yes or no, at the end of all of this, it comes down and prints your final price. All right, so this would be a good first program for you guys to try on your own at home, because the code is right here. You can just follow along, make sure it works. If you get any errors, just look over your code closely, line by line, make sure that you get it right, because I'm not there to help you fix your problems. So hopefully you can figure this out. But if you do have problems, we'll get to that in just a second. All right, and then right after that comes 2 assignments that I want you to try. Now, these we were going to do right after March break, but we never got a chance to. The first one is called cell phone power rating, and I'm going to do this one with you guys live today so you can follow along. And then this third one, grade calculator, I want you to try it on your own. Okay, so hopefully after doing the first example, the movie one, and then this cell phone with me right now, then the grade calculator is one that you can maybe try on your own. All right, so so that's basically your assignment for first week. Okay, just to recap, you're going to do this 2-slide movie popcorn program, save it, and then you're going to do these 2 programs here. All right, so you've got the solution to the first one. Let's look at this second one together right now, and you can follow along and code along with me. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to my Windows window, which is right here. Okay, and I'm just going to maximize this for a second, see if my computer can handle this. Okay, and let's just go right to, well, actually, let me just call this back up here for a second, and I should have actually had the question also set up and ready to go. So this program here is supposed to ask you how much power your cell phone uses, and then using this chart over here, we're going to give it a star rating from 5 stars down to no stars. Okay, so if it's under 3 watts, it's 5 stars, and then between, sorry, 0.03, and then 0.03 to 0.15 is 4 stars, all the way up, and then when you get to anything over half a watt or 0.5 watts, then you get no stars. Okay, it also says if they enter a number between or less than 0 or over 1, it will print an error message and say invalid. Okay, so we have to take that into consideration too. So there's really 6, 7 different things that could happen here, depending on what the person enters. All right, so I'm going to try going back into Windows now, and I'll see if it behaves itself while I try to write this program with you. So here we go. Okay, so the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to ask for the power rating, right? So we can just go something like this. Power equals, remember how to do an input, right? So we go int input, right? And then we say, enter power rating. Whoops, what happened there? Okay, enter power rating 0 to 1, right? So we're going to tell them up front what they should be entering. All right, so then we can go something like, we can start out and say, what if they don't enter something between 0 and 1? So we can say if power less than 0 or power greater than 1, right? Sorry, let me just fix this up a little bit here. We don't need those brackets. So just like that, okay, with a colon. And then we're just going to print error must be from 0 to 1. Something like that. All right. And then we're going to say like elif, we could say power less than or equal to 0.03, right? Then we can say print rating, and then we can like literally print 5 stars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. Okay. Elif power less than or equal to, and for this, guys, I'm going to have to go back to the question. Okay, so I've called it up here, and it's a little hard to see but I can kind of make it out on this window here. So 0.15, 0.25, 0.35 are kind of the limits for each of the star ratings. Okay, so we'll just continue with the next part. So if power less than 0.15, okay, that's a 4-star rating. So we're going to go print rating 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, elif power less than or equal to 0.25 is for 3 stars. Print rating is 3 stars. If power less than or equal to 0.35, print rating is 2 stars, right? And you can copy and paste this to save yourself a bit of time. Elif power less than, I think it's less than 0.5, right? Or equal to, I guess. We'll say 0.5. I think that's right. So I'm going to get a 1-star rating. And then anything else is print rating. We'll just say like 0 stars. And then we'll just add time to buy a new phone, just to be funny. Okay, and then I'll just print something like end of program. You don't have to put that in, but that's just to show you that, you know, once you've made a decision up here, so it's going to basically do one of these 6 or 7 things. And then once it's done that, it's going to come out of printing one of those things and then print this no matter what. This is outside the if statement, so it's kind of like a mandatory line of code that's going to run. All right. Now, I can safely say else 0 stars because by this point, we've considered every other possibility, right? Because we know that if it's over 1, it's going to do this instead, right? But if it comes down here to the bottom, then we know it's going to be something that's, you know, between 0.5 and 1, so it's going to do the 0 stars. All right. So I'm just going to get rid of this thing up here, and I'm just going to run this once and make sure that it works okay. And you can use this, of course, to complete this one assignment. And when you go to test it, guys, you should probably test it a couple of times just to make sure that you get all of the possible things. So if I say 0.15, I get a problem. Oh, of course, I know my problem. Okay, so the problem is these numbers aren't integers, are they? They're decimals, 0.13, 0.15, etc. So I shouldn't be using int up here. Some of you maybe have caught that already. It should be a float because a float is for a decimal number. So my bad. All right, that should solve that problem. So let's run this again. And 0.15, rating is 4 stars, okay? If I want to get a 5-star rating, it's got to be 0.03 or less, right? So what if it's 0.02? Well, that should be a 5-star phone. So let's try that and see. Okay, what happened there? Let me try that again. Run. Here we go, 0.02. So I'm looking for a 5-star rating, and I get it, okay? So you guys should probably take some time to try out all of the different options, try to get every different rating, including the error, including the 0 stars, just to make sure it works properly. I just don't want to take up too much video time testing this out. All right, so now you've got code for 2 of the 3 assignments done. So the third one, which is the grade assignment, which I showed you earlier, this one down here, and doesn't look as good on my Windows machine, but you can sort of see it there. That's one I want you to try on your own, okay? But it's pretty much the same as the cell phone one, except there's even more options, okay? So try that on your own. Now, when you're done all of that, I actually want you to upload these programs to D2L so I can track your progress and make sure that you're getting the stuff done. All right, so you can see this thing here, upload week 1 if programs here. All right, so if I click on that link and I say go to assignment, see where this takes us. Okay, it's just going to be a summary of the 3 things I want you to upload. And I'm going to show you just live here on the video how to do that in case you don't know. Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to make that a bit smaller, and I'm going to close this off. Okay, so take a screenshot of that if you need to, or pause the video here if you need to finish that off on your own. Okay, because that should be the working solution. So I'm just going to close that off. It's going to close off a few other things here that I don't need right now while I'm waiting for this. Actually, while I'm waiting for this, another good thing to show you is how I've organized my desktop here. Okay, so I'll do that first. I'll close out of Python here. So what I've done, guys, is I've created a folder on my desktop called computer homework, and this might be where you want to save all of your stuff. So I've gone ahead and did all 3 assignments ahead of time just to show you how to upload them when they're done. Okay, now you may even want to you know, organize this a bit further into like week 1, week 2, week 3. In fact, that's not a bad idea. Why don't I see if I can do that quickly here? New folder. I'll just call this week 1. That way, because every week, guys, there's going to be different assignments that I'm going to have you do and then upload to a Dropbox so that, I'm just going to move them into here, so that I know that you're getting this work done and that you're understanding it. All right, so there they are, ready to go. Okay, meanwhile, over on Chrome, okay, so upload week 1 programs here. Okay, so basically you're just gonna drag and drop the assignments in here. Okay, so when you log into D2L as a student and you go to that upload, you're going to see this here, upload week 1 if programs here. Okay, so you can either drag and drop the files, or you can just add them manually. So if I go to add a file, it's going to come up with the file upload dialog. Okay, and then I can just go to my computer, and again, I apologize, it's being really slow. Okay, so I can either drop the files here or click below. Okay, so I'm just going to click the upload button, and it's going to come out to Windows. And if I go to my desktop where I saved this work and computer homework, and then I've got it now in week 1, and I'm just going to go shift, click, and select all 3. Okay, so just hold your shift key down and click, and then open and add. Okay, and then that shows them there, and then you've got to hit the submit button, and then that will submit the work to me. Okay, and then on my end I can receive it and I can mark it and see how you're doing. Okay, now you don't have to get this all done today, but ideally you want to, guys, because you've got other classes to deal with on other days. So if I give you the entire Monday to work on these 3 assignments, I think that's a reasonable thing. Okay, and then it'll say something like confirmation email sent. So I think it sends you an email actually to tell you that you did it, and then just hit done and you're basically done. Okay, so hopefully that's okay. 2 more things I want to cover just on this video before I sign off for today, guys. And they have to do with just how things are going to be done in D2L. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the week 1 at home unit or category on D2L. I want to show you something else just really quick. So you'll notice too, or it's not there right now, but it will be. Oh, geez, okay. Let me just go back to, yeah, it's not there. Okay, let me just go back to being a teacher again. Okay, so what I want to talk about, guys, is how do you get a hold of me? Okay, because it's not just a one-way thing here where you're watching my video and doing what I say. What if you have problems and questions, right? So all of your teachers have a different day of the week that they set aside some time to interact with you live or on the spot or immediate. So obviously for us, it's Monday, and then your other teachers will be the other periods of the week that you have them, or days of the week you have them. So one thing that we're going to have live and active on Monday between 10 and 12 in the morning is this chat. Okay, so you don't see it right now on your thing unless you're doing this live during that time, then you will see this. But I'm going to turn this on between those hours, and you can just chat with me, okay? And you can say, hi, how's it going? Or of course, the main reason for it is you ask me for questions, okay? So I don't know how it's going to work, but we'll try our best to, through chatting, talk back and forth and try to solve any problems you have or any questions you have. All right. Now, should you come across this any other time of the day on Monday or any time during the week, actually, not just Mondays, um, the other thing you can do is you can email me, okay? But I don't want you to email me outside of the D2L system. I want you to use D2L to email me because this is the only place I'm going to go to check for questions from you, okay? So if you missed the 10 to 12 and you still want to get a hold of me with some questions, the other way you can do that is right up here, okay? So if you just click on the little email thing here, and you click email. Now my email address within D2L is different than it is on the outside, okay? Because I've got a lot of other things going on in my regular email. So I want to use this system only for student questions and answers, okay? So this is the way I want you to get a hold of me, if not by chat, okay? So as soon as this comes up, I'll show you what my email address looks like within the D2L system, okay? So I'm just waiting here. This is really slow. After this week, guys, the lessons I'm going to give in Python and the D2L screens are going to be on my Mac without this VirtualBox thing running. Okay, so just hit compose. This is like any other email thing, right? No big deal. But I just want to show you what my email address is in D2L because it's different. And I'll just show it to you really quick, and then you can make note of that in case you need to use it. Okay, so if you just start typing my initial and last name, like J Martens. Okay, just give it a second. There it is. Okay, so it's jmartens@scdsb.mail.elearningontario.ca. But I'm pretty sure if you just type J Martens, it'll come up like that. Okay, and then subject is I need help. Okay, and then help. But don't just send this literally, because that's not really going to give me any information. I want you to be as specific as you can. You could even copy and paste your code into here if you want to, guys, and say, I wrote this code out and this is what is not working. You can even tell me what the error messages you're getting and whatever, and that will make it easier for me to help you, okay? I know this isn't as great as if I'm right over your shoulder in class helping you with problems right on the spot, but this is what we got. So this is how we're going to have to do it, okay? And final thing, good luck, stay safe out there, and try to dedicate time every Monday for this class. And of course, you can work any other time you want to as well. You can work anytime you want. But Monday is when I'm going to really be focusing on posting new lessons and waiting for feedback from you guys. Okay. Now, let's see if I can show you this too. I do have an ability, actually, I'm just going to get out of Windows altogether here because this is really dragging me down. Okay, so now I'm back into, hang on, there we go. Now I'm back into Mac world, okay? So another tool I have at my disposal under instructor tools is class list, and I can view progress, right? So I can literally see when you've been on D2L, okay? So if I go to students, and there's other more advanced tools like class engagement and things like that, okay? But just as a quick little thing here, I can see, for example, Tyson was on April 2nd. Way to go, Tyson. Look at Madison, Sean. So a few of you have been on here already in the last couple of days. Way to go, guys. But then if I scroll down, I've got people who haven't been on since before March break, all right? So, it's been a while for some of you, okay? But this is my way of tracking, okay? So I'm gonna be coming in here every week and just make sure that you guys are logging in and at least you're in D2L, okay? If I find people aren't in here or if you're not submitting the assignments, then I might be calling or emailing home just to make sure that everything's okay and that you're able to keep up with the work. I think your parents need to know that if you're not doing things, just so that they can sort of stay on top of you and help you get things done if you need that kind of support. I don't know. All right, so I think that's it for today's little lesson and little meeting. If you're watching this between the hours of 10 and 12 on Monday, the chat room should be open right now, so you can chat with me, say hi. You can also email me if you have any other questions. All right, so until next time, take care and have fun coding. Bye for now. Nobody wants to see that.